Hello, hello. Good. Well, I was going to say good morning. It's my good morning, but good whatever it is for you. Um, Today, let's talk about the idea of knowing what we want. This was on my brain, and I actually wasn't even planning on recording anything today. I'm still in my workout gear, but this idea is just exploding from my brain right now because it's the beginning of the year. And I don't know if you've seen, there's a lot of folks talking about setting goals for the year, or the quarter. I'm trying something where I'm just looking at the next quarter instead of the whole year because I was reading the book, the 12-week year. And it was talking about, a year is a long time and we don't know exactly what we're going to accomplish throughout the year. And it can feel very overwhelming. And it feels very overwhelming for me personally to look at a whole year. But looking at the next 3 months, that's really doable. I mean, I like to have a big picture, a big vision of what I want my life to look like long term or even midterm. But for the short term, it's easier for me to break it down into chunks. But here's the problem. If you don't really know what you want, or you're thinking about what's expected of you, other people's expectations, if you don't know what you want, then it's really hard to set goals to get there. Or, you could set goals to get there, but maybe they're not so exciting or motivating. And I've been thinking about, what is it today? I'm talking right now, it's January 17th. And, normally I like to lay out my quarter before the quarter starts, but here we're already 17 days in it. And I was just thinking, I don't even know what I want. And it for me, it's a combination of there are so many things I want to do that I know it's not possible to get them all done. Plus, none of them felt some of them felt a little exciting, but none of them felt like that exciting. And so I found myself just kind of going with the flow of life, but not my flow of life, not anything intentional that I've set out, but maybe other people's flows. And I've just found myself getting really distracted too. Distracted, staying up too late, being on social media, watching more TV than I intend to. And, we can find ourselves doing these things when we don't have a clear path, or, when we feel tired, because maybe we're trying to cram too much in, or our goals just aren't exciting us and we're letting ourselves get drained. Anyways, all that to say, the way to start and the way to actually have meaningful goals and to be going with your flow and accomplishing the things that you want to do with your life and to have more meaning, because it's not just about goals and what we accomplish on a professional side. It's also about quality time with family, so our goals in terms of our values and, living a life that's more meaningful and more fun and contributes, and also, yes, professional stuff that does good for us and makes us money and makes us happy and lets us sustain and, contribute to the things that we want to contribute to. All of it comes back around to knowing what you want. So, I love this analogy. Jack Canfield talks about, the creator of the Chicken Soup, one of the creators of the Chicken Soup for the Soul series, and one of my mentors always talks about knowing where you want. You start with an end in mind. If you were to start driving in your car, you want to get to a destination, you enter that destination in your GPS. And that way you have the route to get there. And, along the way, you may get detours. There may be changes in course. It may take longer or shorter. There could be unexpected things. But if you have that end state in mind, generally which way you're going, right? What roads not to turn down. What to avoid, where to go in general, right? Whereas if you don't have a GP or an end state in mind, you don't have a destination for that GPS, yeah, you can get in the car and drive, but who knows where you'll end up. You may be someplace great, may be someplace like not great, and it might take you a lot longer, and you might go to places along the way that you really don't want to go. So, end state in mind, knowing what you want. But the problem I was having, and if you're having this problem, then I feel you. The problem that I was having is I don't know what I want. Like there's just so much. So what do we do? Well, there are a lot of things you can do. You can do different exercises. You can journal, just make a big list and see like, what do I want to do? What do I want to be? What do I want to have? You can do all these things, and those are great. And there are things you can do to help your subconscious clear. A lot of times we get ourselves stuck because we tell ourselves we don't know what we want. I believe that at our core, we actually do know what we want. You know in your heart what you want to do, be, and have. You know what you want your life to look like. You know the connections, the relationships you want to have. But sometimes that want gets buried underneath things. Maybe it's our self-doubts that maybe we can't have it. Maybe it's our fear of being judged. What will people think of me if I go and do this thing? Or what will people think of me if I fail? What will I think of me if I fail? Or I've tried this before and I failed and it felt like crap and I don't want to feel like crap again. There's all these different things that can pile up on top of our desire and muffle it. It can muffle our wants and like a weighted blanket, but not the good kind, the kind that smothers you. I don't know what that is. Okay. So anyways, how do we get around it? Because a lot of times these things will just be going on in our subconscious and we can't even see them. And that's what I was thinking, yeah, I know, like fear of people judging me. That's a big one for me, right? Like, what are people going to think of me? Oh, I tried this before and I failed, blah, blah, blah. But, there could be other things down there too, So how it could be fear of receiving, there's a lot. So a really great way to handle this, your conscious and subconscious beliefs that are smothering your wants, not letting you see your wants, is through tapping. I know you're shocked that I am recommending tapping. Yeah, but it works. And yes. Okay, so I would like to share the process that I am using to uncover my wants because it's working and I hope it's working for you too. Oh, one more thing before we get into that. So a third thing, so we talked about the doing your journaling exercises, writing down what you want to be, do, and have. We talked about tapping, and a third thing, and this isn't something that, it's something you kind of do. Create white space, right? So you need time in your day I need time in my day. I guess I shouldn't speak for you, but I find that I need time in my day to have space for my brain. I call it my thinky time, right? Because this is how we get our creative time and our flow. And, a lot of us, like, especially if you're a sensitive type person, you need this space in order to just breathe and think and process and get in tune with yourself. So creating a bubble of white space, I think a lot of people use this term white space. We always said it in the military, we need white space on the calendar because we often overestimate how much we can get done or underestimate the time it takes to do things. So I inadvertently created white space for myself the other day, 2 days ago. So I just bumped my knee on the table. I had jury duty, and it turns out that there is a lot of waiting involved in jury duty. Like when you're not actively doing stuff, you're waiting in the room, you're waiting in the hall. And my friends had warned me about this. So I came prepared. And what I came prepared with was a notepad and a pen. And I just gave myself time to think and really think about the different areas in my life and what I wanted. And it was amazing, like how much that helped. When I wasn't rushing to knock things off my to-do list, one after another, I just had time. And I didn't have any place else that I needed to be. I didn't have any other responsibilities to tend to at that moment. Like that was where I was. My job was to wait. And so I also made it my job to think and just let myself be. And there was such a creative, like all of a sudden I just started writing stuff out, like getting all these ideas. And I was like, yes, this is great. This is what I needed. I needed jury duty. So thank you. Thank you, government system, for giving me that. Okay, so those are 3 things that can help you get into the flow and figure out what it is you want. So let's talk about the tapping piece. Okay, because I say you can tap on knowing what you want, but what does that look like, right? So how I am doing it is I'm tapping. First, I start off by just saying, I don't know what I want, and that's okay. I accept that this is how I'm feeling right now. And, I'm frustrated about that. You just start off by listing the things that you're actually feeling. Like, this is my current state. These are my current emotions. And you can take it to the next level and tune into your body and say, okay, where am I feeling it? So I would start off, and if you're listening and not watching the video, then I'm just going to talk you through what points I'm tapping on, right? So you start on the side of the hand, and you can just say, like, even though I don't know what I want, and I'm frustrated about it, and I want to know what I want, I accept myself and how my body feels. Even though I don't know what I want, the only thing I know what I want is to know what I want, and I feel frustrated. I am safe right here, right now. Even though I have no idea what I want and it's stressing me out because time is passing by, I choose to accept that this is how I feel right now. Okay, so those are like the types of tapping you can do as you start. Just say what's true for you. And then if you feel like, here, I'll do one more. Even though I feel stressed because I don't know what I want, and I feel tightness in my jaw, and I feel this hollow tightness in my stomach, I accept myself and how my body feels. Right? That's next level, taking it to the body. Because sometimes you might not even know what emotion you're feeling, but if you can tune into some physical sensation in your body, our mind and body are completely linked, and our emotions store them. Our body stores our emotions. And so sometimes, you can just tap on a physical sensation in your body and have a mental or emotional shift. Like, you could have a release just by saying, like, oh, this tightness in my jaw, this tightness in my stomach. It's amazing. I love it. Our bodies are amazing, and so are our brains. Okay, so that's how I'm starting, right? That's how I started. So, start like that and go through the points and say, I don't know what I want. And just brain dump, word vomit, just say all the things you're feeling. And then once you do that, you can take it to the next level. Because how I said, like, it's a blanket. There's all these things weighing on it, right? So typically, it's because it doesn't feel safe to know what we want. Just think about it this way. If it felt completely safe to want what we want and to go after what we want, we'd already be doing it. You would already do it. It's, our brain's job is to keep us alive. To keep us alive, not to thrive. It's survival. And if something feels too scary, it feels out of our comfort zone, maybe it's not a threat to our rationally, it's not a threat to our safety, but it's a threat to our social safety. Or, like our brain doesn't necessarily perceive things in the most logical way if we're getting triggered because of what is buried in our memories, what's buried in our subconscious. Things can feel, or the amount of chronic stress we have, things can feel a lot more dangerous than they really, really are. We can have a disproportionate response. So that's where this tapping comes in. So what we want to do is we want to use that to our advantage. And for, your next round of tapping, you can look at, okay, why is this scary? Even though I'm scared to not know what I want, or even though I don't want to know what I want, you can take it to that level. Oh, I don't want to know what I want. But I do want to know what I want, but maybe there's a part of me that doesn't. And then, just get curious about that. And I'm going to give you an example. We'll tap together so you can see how this all comes together. And I can even do up like a little note sheet if you want to go and download that. I think that would be helpful. Yeah, like a little worksheet. So I'll create that and add it so you can download that. But, asking yourself, what's the downside? What's the downside of knowing what I want? And because until we clear that out, we're going to be fighting it. We're going to be fighting that scared feeling because we don't want to be scared. We don't want to be at risk of something bad happening to us. And then what I do next is I choose, you want to accept it and then choose to be open to a new possibility. Maybe I'm not ready to know what I want right this second. Maybe it'll come to me, but I choose to be open to the possibility that maybe, fingers crossed, it could happen. And that sounds silly. It sounds silly saying, oh, I'm just going to, be open to maybe something happening. What good is that going to do? Well, what it's going to do is let your system know that it's okay to be where you are. It's okay to be scared. It's okay. And, if it comes to you, it'll come. And what this does is it relaxes your system. It creates more sense of safety. Because if you think about it, we get beat up a lot, right? We get beat up all the time by people. We get criticized. We get judged. People we mess up all the time. But what's even worse than that is beating ourselves up. Like, we already got it enough from external things. We don't need to beat ourselves up too. We're a lot harder on ourselves than we ever are on other people. So, this kind of flips it, and we're talking to ourselves the way we would talk to a loved one. And, we're creating more safety and just letting ourselves relax. And in turn, with that, and, with the tapping, we're turning off our sympathetic nervous system, turning on our parasympathetic nervous system, and taking ourselves out of the fight, flight, freeze, fawn response that maybe is keeping us from seeing things rationally. So you do all these things, and then and it doesn't have to take long, right? You could do this like 10, 15 minutes, whatever, or shorter if you don't have a lot of time, and you wrap it up with this is where I am. I'm open to the possibilities, and I'm willing to see what's right for me, and end it with a positive and say, I trust in myself and whatever I choose. No matter what I choose to pursue, it will work out in my favor, right? Because that trust piece plays into it a lot. Because, we get the what ifs. What if this happens? What if I choose the wrong thing and I waste a lot of time and money? What if? We get into these what ifs. What if this happens? What if that happens? And, we can what if ourselves to death. But what counters that? Having trust, having faith. Whatever happens, whatever I choose, it will work out in my favor. Even if bad things come up, it will eventually work out in my favor. I will be strong enough to handle it. I'll be resourceful enough to handle it. If you believe in God, God will support me. Whatever it is, if you have trust and faith that it will work out, then you're not going to lose. Because seriously, the worst that can happen is everything goes wrong, But when everything goes wrong, you're still going to learn skills. You're still going to learn things from it. So if everything goes wrong and all you get is a new set of skills and a new set of knowledge and tools that you can use, feedback you can use to move forward and do better, shoot, you won the life lotto. You just got a gift. You just got a gift, my friend. So reframing it like that is super helpful. Okay, so let's do a little, I just clapped. Ready? Okay, let's do a tapping. So we'll do it together and we'll go from there. Okay, so we're just going to start from the top, go to the side of hand. And the way we're going to do it is we're going to go through all the tapping points. And you can switch as we go through. If you have points that are not comfortable for you to do, that's fine. Just skip them. Do the points you want to do. And if I say something that doesn't resonate with you, you're like, ugh, that doesn't feel true, change it. Say what does feel true for you. Because the whole point of tapping is to make it personalized and to address what's going on in your mind. So change up whatever I say that doesn't fit. Okay, so let's take a deep breath. And then tune in to the idea that you don't know what you want. And notice what comes after that. Notice what's happening. Notice how it feels. Maybe there's worry. Maybe there's a sense of urgency, like I need to figure it out now. Maybe there's a sense of what's wrong with me? Why haven't I figured this out yet? I'm running out of time. I need to figure this out. And notice where you feel it in your body. Okay. And on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being none, 10 being most intense, just note how intense that feeling is for you. Okay, and tap with me, side of the hand. Even though I don't know what I want, and I feel frustrated because I want to know what I want, I accept myself and how my body is feeling. Even though I don't know what I want, and I'm having a lot of feelings about it, and I feel it in my stomach, I accept that this is how I feel right now. Even though I'm frustrated with myself because I don't know what I want, I am safe right here, right now. I don't know what I want. How can I not know what I want? I feel like time is passing me by. Other people know what they want. And I don't know what I want. And I'm frustrated because I know how important it is to know what you want. And I know I should probably just choose something and do it. But I tried that. And it's not really working. I just want to know what I want. Can't somebody please just tell me what I want? I have no idea. I have no idea what I want. I feel so out of touch with my wants and desires and my needs. I feel like I do what other people want a lot. And it doesn't leave much time for me. And I feel a little resentful about that. And I feel frustrated with myself because I know that doing what I want and knowing what I want and taking care of myself is my responsibility. I don't know what I want. I wish I knew what I want, but I don't. And that's okay right now. Maybe right now, it can be okay to not know what I want. Maybe just for right now, maybe the next 5 minutes, I can cut myself a little slack for not knowing what I want. Because I have a lot going on. And I want a lot of things. There's a lot of things that feel fun. There's a lot of things that I could do. I don't know what I want. I wonder if it's possible that I actually do know what I want. Maybe deep down, I know what I want. But maybe there's a part of me who feels like it's not safe to want what I want. Maybe it feels pointless to want what I want because I never get what I want. Maybe there's a part of me that feels like I don't deserve to have what I want. Maybe I don't deserve it. Maybe it's not possible. It feels scary to want what I want. It feels too big. Whatever it is, there's a part of me that doesn't feel safe wanting what I want. And that's okay. It's okay to feel like that. Because sometimes our wants and our dreams feel really big. And my wants and my dreams are so important to me. And what if I try and I don't get it? Then that dream won't exist. That dream will go away. And that will really hurt. I think maybe it will hurt more to go after what I want and to lose it than to just bury it down. Because if I don't know what I want, I won't lose it. I won't miss out. I won't be disappointed. And I won't let myself down. No wonder I don't know what I want. It's okay to not know what I want right now. To that part of me who feels scared, to that part of me who doesn't want to know what I want, for whatever reason, it's okay. We don't have to force it right now. I don't have to know what I want this very second. And I'm open to the possibility of knowing what I want. Because the truth is, I do a lot of brave things. I'm a really strong person. And I've done things that felt scary in the past. And maybe something will happen and I'll have an idea. I'll feel this tug in my heart. And I'll just know. I'll just know what I want. And maybe it'll feel less scary. Or maybe I'll just be trying some new things. Just trying. And maybe as I'm trying things, I'll figure out what I want. Either way, or any way it happens, I'm open to knowing what I want. And I'm open to it feeling safe for me. And I trust that no matter what happens, as I'm figuring out what I want and getting it, that things will work out exactly the way they're supposed to. The most amazing things can happen. And even if or when bad things happen or hiccups happen, I'll be able to handle it. Because as I do this, I'm not alone. I'm really good at figuring things out and learning along the way. Whatever happens, I'm going to be great. It's going to be amazing. I choose to trust that things will work out for me. I choose that the universe is conspiring to help me. Whether or not I have everything figured out or not. I choose to have trust. I choose to have faith. I choose to believe in myself and in the infinite miracles and possibilities that life will bring me. Take a deep breath in and let it out. Take a deep breath in and let it out. And then take a moment and notice how you're feeling. Think about wanting or knowing what you want. For me, just doing that, I feel calm. Like I'll sit down in a minute and maybe write down some things. But I feel really calm and really good and hopeful. And that's the biggest thing, right? Feeling hopeful. Because when we have hope, when we have hope and faith and trust in ourselves, we can do anything. You can do anything. And no matter what happens, you're going to be okay. So if you had anything pop up while we were going through that, like any ideas that popped into your mind, like any beliefs about yourself or things that you want, jot them down. And those are great things to tap on in the future. All right. So I hope you're having a great day. I hope that this helped you know what you want. And we'll talk again soon. Bye.